Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about a literature review I did of a paper that was titled Designing Digital Game-Based Learning for Professional Upskills, Systematic Literature Review. I chose this topic because it's something I'm very interested in, being an older person in the workforce. I want to be able to continue to be dynamic and current, and how do I do those upskills? So what I'm going to talk about is the need for professional upskilling, the research approach that the authors used, the key findings. So there's three major themes: teaching strategies, game design elements, role of educators, then their recommendations, the study limitations, and then we're just going to close it out with a conclusion. So next we'll look at the three major themes that emerged from my review of this paper. So with the rapid changes in the global job market due to technology, globalization, and recent events like COVID-19, and upskilling has become critical. Adult learners are increasingly required to adapt to these changes and dynamic situations and develop those new skills to cope, and also be able to help the younger generation come up within the space that we're working in. So this paper suggests that digital game-based learning could be a powerful way to do that. And their research approach, uh, they wanted to provide a strong foundation for the paper, so the authors used a two-stage systematic literature review. First, they selected relevant studies across the major research databases like IEEE, Explore, Web of Science, and some other relevant databases. And they had a strict inclusion and exclusion criteria that they utilized while they were doing it. They filtered out a lot of irrelevant and old studies, so they wanted everything to be as current as possible. So the review identified three major themes. First, teaching strategies in digital game-based learning, focusing on how feedback and real-world content can enhance learning. Second, the use of game design elements to sustain learner engagement, so keeping that engagement. Third, the role of the educators in implementing digital game-based learning, emphasizing how teachers can help frame digital games as learning tools. And each of these themes are highlighted different but essential elements to DGBL for adult learners. So the first theme was teaching strategies, emphasizing feedback, and the feedback needed to be the right feedback depending on the group of adults that you are working with. But it provides like in-game scores, rewards, improvement for feedback, which offers real-time guidance to help learners make better decisions. This aligns closely with what I do with coaching because it's all about feedback, and I'm always providing that, and it's timely, so it's real time, it's happening right there, and it keeps the person engaged to improve their performance. The second theme was game design and elements. Elements like achievements, leaderboard, storylines, just something to keep the learners motivated. However, there got to be a balance between, if we add too many game features, then we're moving away from the learning objectives. So we need to keep a nice balance on learning objectives and how many game features we're actually adding in to set up that right game mechanic to enhance and not detract from the learning experience, right? The third theme is the role of educators. So as educators, we all play a key part in that. So in implementing that digital game-based learning, educators are essential in guiding learners and framing digital game-based learning as a tool for learning rather than just entertainment, right? So again, we're trying to use DGBL as a tool, not just entertainment. Once we cross over too much entertainment, then we move away from those learning experience. So educators help learners recognize that these games are designs to enhance their skills, providing context and encouraging focused on educational goals rather than gameplay alone. So the recommendations from what I got out of the paper is that they suggest three main recommendations: design and purpose, or design with a purpose, by selecting only game elements that serve the learning objectives. So it goes back to the three main themes. Second, provide sustainable feedback to help the learners track their progress and feel more engaged, right? Because everybody wants to feel engaged. Nobody wants to feel like they're left out on the fringe. And then finally, that educators need to be actively involved in guiding the DGBL process. So if you're not actively involved, people are going to get sidetracked, they're going to get demotivated, they're going to move away from that learning objective. So you need to keep them engaged. And as a coach, that's something I do with my athletes. I try to keep them engaged that entire hour that they're with me. So the study limitations: with any study, there are limitations. The authors noted that inconsistent terminology in digital game-based learning research makes it hard to standardize results across the studies. So, and I just think that that's because there needs to be more of an effort in the field to take it more seriously and develop those things so that there's more standardization across it. Additionally, while digital game-based learning often boosts motivation, it doesn't always improve performance, right? So we need to find ways to measure the DGBL's impact on the skill development and professional upskilling over time. And that's probably a challenge as well, but I'm sure as time goes on and we research more and more, we'll figure that out. So to conclude, the literature review suggests that digital game-based learning is a promising tool for adults learning and professional upskilling when carefully designed with the right feedback. And I'm probably going to use this as part of my research and my dissertation. I'm definitely going to take these points on board. And as the author said, moving forward, more research with adult learners will help in refining these methods and potentially transform professional development for digital age. And my overarching theme through this program is, how do I make better coaches and athletes? And my thought is that I could use this paper as a launch board, as well as this class, into using digital game-based learning to help make that happen. And that's my slideshow and my literature review. So thank you for your time and have a great evening.